Hello, Mike Spalding here again with you at the Military Aviation Museum. Today we're going to go fly the Spitfire. Just came out of maintenance and we've done a lot of extra work to it. We put a spray bar system on it so we can keep it cooler and taxi a little longer. So we're going to go check that out and we're going to go ahead and do our pre-flight. Again, we start here at the cockpit, work our way around this little door right here. It's kind of hard to get under there, but it's spring loaded. And that's basically your flap indicator. When you put the flaps down, it pushes that door up so you can see that the flaps are down. That's the only indication you have that they're actually down. Your aileron, which controls your roll. Again, just like all the other airplanes, just make sure all the bolts are where they ought to be and there's no loose hinges and everything is tight. It's a pretty clean wing. There's not a whole lot out here to look at. Pretty flat. There's your pitot tube. That's clear. All the inspection panels are on. And little machine gun. You got to really watch those walking around. They're right at face level. People have walked into them. Look at your wheel wells. They are the gear's hydraulic, so you want to make sure there's no leaks. But it's basically worked up here by chains. There's a chain that runs and retracts both of them, and a kind of a rolling locking mechanism that locks into that, but that's what holds it up. And so you're gonna make sure your micro switches for your landing gear indicator inside is working. Here's the radiators. We have an oil cooler and a radiator for the coolant, because again, with the Merlin engine, it's water cooled, so on the ground it's not very efficient, but in the air it keeps it plenty cool. We did put a little spray bar system on there to spray a little water on there, and it helps it on the ground to stay cooler on the ground so you can taxi longer. The brakes on this airplane are air. They're operated by an air pump on the engine, and you can turn the air on and off inside, and you work it with a little like bicycle brake grip on the yoke. And the more you pull it, the more braking you get, and it goes by with a valve that in your rudder pedals also. The more you push that side, the more that side gets. So it's a really simple system. Doesn't seem like it would be very intuitive, but it is. You don't even really have to think about it. But you want to make sure that's all good, and you can't really see any leaks obviously for the air, but you'll figure that out when you start out. Your air intake, this goes to filtered air or straight ram air. Around, you want to filter just to keep the dirt out. Going in the carburetor, you go to line up to take off, you open it up, and it gets its air. Check the oil right here. We've already done that. It's kind of a process, and it takes tools to get it done, and you're working out of a little hole, but that's pretty much it there. And there's a pin and a cap that takes some tools to get it open, and so it's kind of complicated, but we've already checked it and it's good to go. Prop, you want to check it for nicks. It's a wood prop, not quite as efficient as a metal prop like on the P-51 or something, but it does a great job on this airplane. It's much lighter. So you just want to check all the blades and make sure there's no nicks or anything, rocks or anything like that hit it. And the spinner, same thing's got little locks in here, so make sure the tabs are where they ought to be and they're locked on. Make sure all the fasteners are good on the cowling. Usually tap these a little bit, make sure they have the same ring. If there's a crack in them, you can usually hear it. It gets a little resonating sound in it. This is like an overflow for the pressure for the coolant. If it gets hot, it'll come out there. Same thing on this side. Just make sure there's nothing up in there that doesn't belong there. That there's no hydraulic fluid leaking. The brake lines on the back look like they are not broken. Tires in good shape. Don't walk into that. Then we're back around here. There's not a whole lot to look at here. Pretty clean wing, like I said. Nav light lens, make sure that's not broken. Again, we don't fly them at night, but they got to be there. Aileron hinges and all look good. Another flap indicator here. Pretty straightforward out here. There's nothing really to look at. You've got a door here, just an access panel for the maintenance folks to do with things they have to do in there, adjust cables and anything else that they have going on back there. Elevator for your pitch, all lubed up well, and pins are in there as they're supposed to be. Rudder same way. Your yaw. Make sure everything is attached as it should be. There's your rudder pedals. That's how it's controlled there, that rod. All the pins are in. Tail wheel is free swiveling. There's no lock on it. You don't have to lock it at all. And but it tracks straight pretty easily. And you would think it wouldn't, but it is long and it just tends to want to go straight, even in a crosswind. It handles pretty well. This here is basically just a baggage compartment, but it's not very big. So you just keep your plugs for the engine and cockpit, and by that time there's not much room left to carry your own stuff, so it's pretty small. So that's pretty much it, and we're going to climb in and we're going to go fly.